So, this morning, let's talk about the quote, Rome wasn't built in a day. And you got to remember that sort of statement in life, because things don't always come quickly, and you got to have a bit of patience on stuff, and you've got to manage your emotions and look long term. And that quote to me is sometimes special because you never think of it when you need it. When you're being impatient, when you're thinking you need almost a bit of instant gratification, it's the last thing you want. To be waiting long term, to be saying, yeah, I'll get this in 5 years. Everyone's going, Jesus, 5 years. But Rome weren't built in a day. Rome weren't built in a day. And if you can try and keep that on your mind most of the time, you'll stress less. You'll be less emotional about things. When I think about these videos, when I think about everything that's included in it, there's this stigma and this sort of push for views, and there's this push for success in terms of fame and stuff like that. And it's like it's because you also see people get instant gratification in the same area, which makes it completely difficult to listen to that quote, Rome weren't built in a day. Because you're like, well, his Rome was built overnight. Because all you do is see this instant gratification. There's two possibilities that happen there. Well, three, I guess. There's number one, you haven't seen all the work that's gone into making people go viral or making people get to their success, or whatever you're defining success as. And then there's two, fluke. Yeah, sure, there's anomalies. Every now and again there is a viral thing that goes, and it doesn't seem like there's been too much work into it. Or three, they have had that hit and they have been waiting for it, that moment. They've been preparing for it, and once it happens, they almost take life by the balls. They go with it. They're the three options that sort of happen when it's not this slow documented thing that everyone sees and says, oh yeah, he's been working at it for 25 years. Yeah, he deserves it. You almost look at Rome and you say, yeah, he probably deserved it in the end, because it took so long and it was so many years and to get to whatever peak it had. And that's what people don't see and don't really understand when you don't follow someone's journey all the way. Because you're part of someone going viral in that way, or you're part of that person's success. You're part of it because you're one tiny little brick placed for the Colosseum. Because you're that one tiny little brick, you forget about the foundations, you forget about everything beforehand, because you're so focused on, oh, look at this moment here, this is peaking, this is it. And I think if you look in terms of that, the way out, the example I'm looking at is with these videos, because I see comments on other videos and stuff like that. There's a trend with like, oh, I'm only getting 200 views, everyone follow me, I'll follow you. There's that trend. And it's like, well, yeah, you can do that, but you are rushing. You are rushing the process. You know, right now, what I'm thinking about when it comes to these videos is trying to post effectively. And posting effectively is not getting zero views on platforms. Because of the algorithm, because it at least pushes it out to one person. If you're getting 0 views, something's wrong. Kind of thinking you're a little bit of a bot or whatever. And other than that, yeah, 0 views is completely fine. In terms of no one's actually listening to you, no one's actually watching you, I'm fine with that. But 0 views in terms of the platform isn't actually pushing you out to anyone. That's different. So on TikTok, you get basically 200 views at the start of most videos. And I see, you know, I don't know what it is, but when you start posting content, you start getting recommended how to grow and stuff like that. And I want to ignore it all. Because you look at these accounts and they ain't got anything. They haven't really grown realistically themselves. They don't really know what they're on about. So you've got to do it organically, and you've got to be patient, and you've got to have time. That's an example for me where I've got to remember the quote, Rome wasn't built in a day. And, you know, as long as people are seeing this, there's a chance to grow. And grow to me is people are actually going to like what you say. I repeat it all the time in videos talking about this. But you've just got to be you, and you've just got to, you know, if someone wants to watch you, someone wants to watch you at the end of the day. There's no hacks, there's no little hooks, little persuasive techniques that are going to keep someone alive, keep someone around long term. Might get you in the door, absolutely, but is it going to keep you? And that's what everyone wants to focus on after that. Or how do we keep you? Well, it's simple. You know, Alex Hormozy sort of taught me this, or not taught me, but made me realise this again. You know, at the end of the day, it's what are you providing? What value are you providing? You know, a successful business is more than likely a successful business because it's got a good product, because something works, something benefits someone. Sure, you've got odd ones where you got loads of companies that are shit now, but at some point they had it going good, and you can't beat that. You know, you almost don't need salesmen when you're providing value, because, you know, if someone comes around your house and does something and it's a fantastic job, you're going to tell someone, or they're going to see it and go, God, that's a good job. And you go, yeah, it was Barry down road. And and that's, you know, that word of mouth, that recommendations, that's what you want. And that's what, when it comes to these videos, and I think about that quote, Rome wasn't built in a day, I think about long term. I think about, you know, I also don't want people watching my videos who don't care, who it doesn't impact, who don't understand, who don't take a little bit of value from it. I'm not trying to force and say you have to take value from it. You can just watch, yeah. But those are the people that almost matter to me. The ones who listen and the ones who relate. That's fine. That's why I keep saying, you know, I'm not going to force anyone to watch these videos. You don't have to watch these videos to support me. I already know that you support me. You know me in life. You're with me in life. You know, I don't need any actions, any selfish actions. Selfish in terms of me. Oh, I want you to watch. I want you to like. I want you to comment. That's not necessary for me. You know, being my friend, being a good friend, and good family members want the same with me, someone who I can be good to. That's all I need. And that's why it takes patience. That's why, you know, I'm trying to look at a 5-year, 10-year period and say, what's going to happen then? Who's going to see this then? And if no one sees it then, I've talked about that in another video. That's funny. That's okay. You know, it's not that deep. Because the thing is, that's why when I'm doing this, I want to sort of minimize as much energy as I can, but also get the balance between still trying, still putting in effort. But when you do something you love, it's a bit of a breeze. And that's how I want it to be, a bit of a breeze. To be quite easy. So I can do it long term. Because I know for me, if I'm doing stuff that I don't want to do, I'm not going to do it long term, because it's like my own body and mind's going to say, nah, stop doing this. Don't need to do any of this. I don't have that thought with this because it's so easy. You know, I might ramble, I might have boring videos, I might repeat myself, but at the end of the day, it's completely fine. Because we're looking at a long perspective, a long timeline of things. So there's, you know, I keep having this thought. How long have I been posting? I don't even think it's been 3 months, which is ridiculous. Realistically, I think you should have any success in views, in anything, in 3 months. What do you know after 3 months of starting something new? Do you know what I mean? With that, and that goes with absolutely anything. What do you know 3 months into the game? And then compare that to what do you know 10 years into the game, and you start going, right, now we can learn. Now we can start going, we need to do this, we need to do that. You know, it might be a bit of an exaggeration for some people, but think of it. Which one are you going to have more success with, knowing what you're meant to be doing? 3 months into the game or 10 years into the game? It's quite a simple answer for me. And that's why you got to build stuff brick by brick. And for me, sometimes I see it. I say, yeah, this is a tiny little step to get into where I want to be. And while you're building Rome, enjoy it. Figure out how to enjoy it. Figure out what you love about it. How to deal with the failure. How to deal with success and not getting too ahead of yourself and craving that success more and more. But yeah, anyway, at work now, so peace.